Hey guys, it's Mark Ling here, and welcome to Top 9 Profitable Kindle Niches. This is part of a series that I'm calling Kindle Profit Formula. I have a friend of mine that I'm going to be interviewing very, very shortly who is making over $30,000 per month from Amazon Kindle books. And throughout this free series, I'm going to be interviewing him and getting to the juicy parts of all of his information about how he's achieved success, how several of his students have achieved success. And today we're going to be looking at 9 profitable Kindle niches. There's a lot of different niches that do well on Kindle, and I could be going into specifics like, say, dog training, learn guitar, stuff like how to fly a kite, I don't know, how to build how to draw manga comics, all sorts of... I could go specifically into specific topics, but that's not the point. What I'm trying to do is cover the overall category of topics so that you guys can get a really, really good handle on stuff that can sell, and you can take it really, really wide. Like, for instance, quiz books. Now, this book here is a quiz book called Mental Perk, a friend's quiz book. By Rich Jepson, and it's an unofficial and unauthorized. Sells for $3.39. It's already got 360 ratings. I would guess by the percentage of people that leave ratings being quite low, maybe 1%, maybe less. From my own Kindle sales, it's unless I encourage them to go back and leave a review and say, hey, can you please leave a review? Unless I'm actually doing some sort of encouragement, generally it's well under 1%. So they've probably made over 3,600 sales of this. And it's just a quiz about the show Friends. If you like the show Friends, it's not hard to make a quiz about it. And it's certainly not hard to pay $200 to somebody, a freelancer, to go ahead and write this as a short mini book. And we're talking about the kinds of Kindle books that you can build in, say, 25 pages or less. We're not talking about the kind of books that necessarily require you to write 250 pages or something like that, because this model, this Kindle Profit Formula model, is all about taking up a lot of virtual real estate by owning several Kindle books that make a little bit each. Like, imagine owning 10 Kindle books that all make, say, $30 a week each. That's $300 a week. Maybe you'll get lucky and 2 or 3 of them can make more than that. But even if they don't, just getting into that model of being able to have multiple Kindle books, uploading them, these 25-page Word docs, and being able to monetize, that's how this model works. And we'll chat to my friend Ty shortly in a separate video, and we'll get to the bottom of how he's got it all the way up to over $30,000 a month in Kindle sales. I myself made millions of dollars from selling ebooks, not necessarily all on Kindle. I sell a lot of ebooks off Kindle on their own websites, but I have certainly made thousands of dollars through Kindle as well, and it's a really, really profitable model. So anyway, we've looked at number 1, quiz books. Now, these are not in order, by the way. These 9 profitable Kindle niches, they're not in order of preference. I've just put them in any old order, but I've compiled together 9 that's going to give you loads of ideas for the types of books you may want to put together. Recipe books. They're hugely popular as well, whether you want to do recipes for, say, smoothie recipes, whether they're going to be recipes for quick meals, and particularly if they are specific, like as in gluten-free vegan dishes that are made in under 30 minutes. That's getting quite specific, and it's going to reach a certain type of audience. I could be doing recipes for vegans that I could be doing, say, I don't know, Thai curry vegan recipes, say, or vegan lunches for kids, or something like that. So it doesn't have to be vegan, by the way. It could be paleo. It could be not even a topic. It could just be chicken slow cooker recipes or something like that. There's so many different topic ideas there. How-to books. It could be as simple as how to train your dog, or it can be more sub-niched out, like how to stop dogs from digging, how to stop dogs from barking, how to stop dogs from chewing. It could be over here. I just grabbed a screenshot of a book. But the reason I grabbed it is because I've actually got it in front of me here as well. 101 Ways to Respect Your Husband, because I happen to be in the Save Marriage niche as one of my niches that I run on a separate website. So anyway, again, this book here, it is longer than 25 pages in terms of the book itself, the print book. It doesn't even have page numbers on it, so it might be about 30 pages or something. But the fact is, in terms of if I was to write this in Microsoft Word, it would be under 25 pages. It's about 3,000, maybe 3,000 words. I'm just guesstimating. You know, and if you look at this up close, you know, there's a lot of actionable pieces of advice here, but they're all just, you know, they're sub put out into the, you know, it delivers on its promise of 101 ways. There's a little bit of storytelling behind the reason why the book was written, and a couple of bits of tips and tricks inside there. So there's a little bit of writing, and then it just leads straight into the 101 tips. And it's, as you can see, it's got a pretty high rating, 4 out of 5 stars. 28 people have left reviews so far, and growing. I would assume that it, I'm guessing that it must, by the looks of it, it probably makes them maybe $100 a week. I could be wrong, but it looks like one that's had a reasonable success, and that would be an example of something in the how-to space. Okay, so you could easily do that, though. 101 ways to stop dog behavioral problems, as an example, if it was dog training. 101 ways to improve your guitar playing. Say, if you were good at guitar, you could just take a little, I don't know, a photo of a whole lot of different chords and stuff like that, and just do 1 page per thing, and you end up, or even half a page per thing, and you end up with this really quick book done. And like I say, you could pay someone else to do it, and it's done relatively quickly anyway. There's a lot of how-to stuff that doesn't even involve pictures, of course. Going further, and by the way, other niches I've just got on my screen over here, there's so many. There's from covering topics like ADHD, temp and bowling, depression, golf, horse racing, language learning, hunting, hypnosis, make money, model trains, pet problems, as I said before, real estate, saltwater fishing, snowboarding, time management, wedding speeches. I've done really well in that niche over the years. Yoga, skincare, remedies, quilting. Also, there's just so many different topics. You know, how to improve card playing. So anyway, now we're on to information. It's slightly different than how to. There may be something like the Statue of Liberty, or a historical monument, or there might be a historical figure. Maybe it's Donald Trump, maybe it's someone like Napoleon that people want information on, and you can just give them really high quality information all in a little Kindle book that you might sell for $1 to $3. I know this one sells for $11.15. Maybe it used to be a print book, I'm not sure, but again, and it might not have been, I'm not sure, but it's got a reasonable number of ratings, and that was just one example. An information book is where you just pick a topic that someone might already search for information on, and hence you could run a book on it. And by the way, using Amazon's Create Space, your Kindle books can be shipped as well. So you can offer it as a Kindle book and as a physical book. And you can either do that from the get-go, or you can do that after you've seen, okay, my Kindle book's making some sales. Yeah, I'll put that one on Create Space. And it's very, very low cost, because Amazon ends up just printing it on demand as people order it, and then they ship it. So that's pretty awesome. And I'm pretty sure, at a guess anyway, that's what this is likely to be. It might not be, but it's likely to be. Okay, so information books. Now, the next type is joke books. So, for instance, awesome jokes that every 8-year-old should know. And you know what? There's also a book by the same author called Awesome Jokes That Every 9-Year-Old Should Know. So you could be targeting a demographic. You could be saying awesome jokes about dentists, awesome jokes about accountants, and then you hand it, people will, I would believe that this would, yes, it sells well on Kindle, but it would probably sell well as a paperback as well, where you put it on Amazon Create Space, because people would probably give that away as a gift to, say, an 8-year-old in this case, or to an accountant if it was jokes about accountants, or it could be jokes about, it might not be a career type, it might be about a person like Donald Trump, or it could be about something else entirely that is niche specific. Heck, it could be jokes about dogs or cats, and it's likely to produce a reasonable result because of those. They make really good gifts, and they are niche specific. But also, even on Kindle, people will end up buying them just for themselves, not necessarily an 8-year-old buying it, but somebody that that likes reading jokes and enjoys it on that particular topic line. Out of copyright books, there's a lot of books that are out of copyright that people are putting up their own versions of them and putting them up on Amazon Kindle. As you can see, like there's the official Napoleon Hill Foundation versions of Think and Grow Rich, but then there's versions where someone's taken the original version and restored and revised it. So that one's like by Napoleon Hill and Ross Cornwall. There's the one above it it's sold by DeMarc. So they've got their own edition of it again. Think and Grow Rich is just one example, but there are a lot of books out of copyright that can just be, you take the book, you polish it up a little just to make sure it's all good to go, because quite often there are typos and stuff in the version of it that you can grab as out of copyright, because someone's gone and taken the original book from years ago and they've just typed it up really fast, or they've scanned it in with a scanner, and you want to type it up nicely, but then again, that's another way to put books online. They'll be a lot longer though than your 25 pagers, but again, that's another option. Children's books, that's another one. So you could do like a children's book about space, or it could be about something that they won't do, like I won't cut my hair, or I won't eat my vegetables, or something like that. And there's all sorts of niche topic ideas. A kid's book about vegans or something. There's so many different specific topic types that may not have been well served, or the parent wants to buy so many of these sort of books, they'll buy the Kindle ones and show them to their kid that night, or conversely, like I said, you could use Create Space and wind up shipping it out anyway, as well, if you so wish to. And you might be wondering, okay, kids book, I may have to add pictures to that. Well, there's a lot of free stock photography sites out there that you can grab, or you could go ahead and draw your own pictures. Some of the pictures I see in some of these books, they're quite basic. You could just get some crayons and felts and stuff like that and just draw it, have some fun, take a photo, put it into your Word book, and you're good to go. For this type of book, being a lot more specific, and there's other options as well. There's obviously paid stock photography sites as well, or you can pay someone to illustrate your book anyway. And those that are outside the USA are often, those freelancers are often not too expensive anyway. So kids books, romance books. Now, most people think a romance book has to be like 2, 3, 4, 500 pages long. But if you use it in your sales pitch about your book that, hey, look, this is short. Like, this is a 3,000 word short story equivalent to 18 pages. Look, they've said it right from the word go. And the whole idea with romance books being short is that they might pay $1, and if they like it, then they might there might be 9 parts to it, and they buy the next part, and the next part, and the next part as they go along. And if you do enjoy writing romance novels and stuff like that, then that's a different way to get your book out there, writing really short versions and selling them, one by one, like that. So some women, when they go to sleep at night, they go ahead, and instead of watching telly or something like that, they'll just grab their Kindle, open it up and have a look through. I want to read, what's a short read that I can read in 15 minutes? Great, that one's only 5,000 words or 3,000. Yeah, I'll read that. And then they enjoy it, and then they'll read the next version, the sequel to it the next night, and the sequel to it the next night. And they look for the short ones, not the long ones, because if they don't like it, well, they only paid $1. So that's quite good in that sense. So anyway, romance books, that's another idea for Kindle books as well. By the way, that one was about 3,000 words. Here's another example of one that's 20 pages long, which is pretty much the same length. There's another one that's 55 pages long. So that would be, if the other one was 3,000 words, and that was 18 pages, then this is about triple the length. So it's around about 9,000. It's still a very short book. If you're a writer, especially if you're a prolific type writer and you like writing romance books, then as you can see, 134 ratings, that might even be the sweet spot. That's a tiny bit longer, and you're able to hook people in and into reading your books and reading more and more of them as you keep releasing them. The good thing about the romance niche is if they like your style of writing, or the writer that you paid to write for you, they tend to keep reading more and more from you that every time you release a new one. So that's the good side of it. You can build up a audience that's looking for more and more of your stuff. Number 9, audience targeted books. So for instance, for retirees, 101 things to do in retirement, or maybe like I said about the jokes for dentists before, well, you could do a whole lot of books for dentists. You could do blogging hacks for dentists. You could do Instagram for dentists. You could do how to prepare your accounts for dentists. You could basically get really specific in an industry and just sub-niche within that industry a whole lot of different specifics and do rather well in that. So anyway, what we've covered here so far is quiz books, recipe books, how-to books, information books, joke books, out of copyright books, children's books, romance books, and audience targeted books. And very, very shortly, in the next couple of days, I'm going to be interviewing Ty, a guy that's making over $30,000 a month selling books on Kindle. But not only that, his students are making thousands. I'm actually in his private community with his students in their private Facebook group, and I'm seeing a lot of them making thousands of dollars a week. Some of them are making more, some are making less, but most of them are making at least regular sales. And like I said, some of them are making several thousand a week from Kindle. So I'm going to be grilling him to get as much information as I can out of him about what he does. So I will post the link to that when I have it, and that'll be very shortly. I'll end up posting that in the description. And until then, you can look out for that. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. This is part 2 of the Kindle Profit Formula video, so you'll see part 1 as well. That should be linked to as well in case you haven't seen that yet. Check that out as well. Alright, that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now, everyone.